Hello everyone and welcome back to Wicked Reading. Today I will be reading about the Crocotta, the mythical dog wolf of India. The Crocotta or Crocotta, Crocotta or Crocotta is a mythical dog wolf of India or Ethiopia, linked to the hyena and said to be a deadly enemy of men and dogs. Strabo, who uses the word Crocotta, describes the beast as the mixed progeny of a wolf and a dog. Pliny, in his work Natural History, describes the Crocotta as a hybrid between a hyena and lion. When crossed with this race of animals, hyena, the Ethiopian lioness gives birth to Crocotta, that mimics the voices of men and cattle in a similar way. It has an unbroken ridge of bone in each jaw, forming a continuous tooth without any gum. Pliny also writes of another hyena-like creature, the Crocotta, which he calls the swiftest of all beasts, about the size of an ass, with a stag's haunches, a lion's neck, tail, and breast, badger's head, cloven hoof, mouth opening right back to the ears, and ridges of bone in place of rows of teeth. This animal is reported to imitate the voices of human beings. The Byzantine scholar Photius, summarizing the book Indica by the Greek author Ctesias, writes, "In Ethiopia there's an animal called Crocottas, vulgarly Kynolikos, dog wolf, of amazing strength. It is said to imitate the human voice, to call men by name at night, and to devour those who approach it. It is as brave as a lion, as swift as a horse, and as strong as a bull. It cannot be overcome by any weapon of steel." Claudius Aelianus, aka Aelian, in his book on the characteristics of animals, specifically links the hyena and Crocotta and mentions the creature's fabled ability to mimic human speech. Porphyry, in his book on abstinence from animal food, writes that the Indian hyena, which the natives call Crocotta, speaks in a manner so human, and this without a teacher, as to go to houses and call that person whom he knows he can easily vanquish. According to the Augustan history, the Emperor Antonius Pius presented a Crocotta, probably at his Decinalia, in AD 148. The historian Cassius Dio credits the later emperor Septimus Severus with bringing the Crocotta to Rome, saying this Indian species was then introduced into Rome for the first time, so far as I'm aware. It has the color of a lioness and tiger combined, and the general appearance of those animals, as also of a dog and fox, curiously blended. Later bestiaries of the Middle Ages confounded these various accounts so that one finds the largely mythical creature given differing names and various characteristics, real and imaginary. Among the characteristics not found in the ancient sources was the idea that the eyes of a Crocotta were striped gems that could give the possessor oracular powers when placed under the tongue. The Aberdeen Bestiary describes a Crocotta as a swift animal born in India. It is the size of an ass, with the hindquarters of a stag, the chest and legs of a lion, and shows an illustration of it on folio 15V. The scientific name of the spotted hyena, Crocotta, was taken from the mythological Crocotta, and there are some similarities in the description. Hyenas do have very powerful teeth and jaws, can digest a wide range of foods, are known to dig up human bodies for food, and can make unnervingly human-like vocalizations such as their famous laugh. Local folklore about hyenas often gives them powers such as gender switching. Males and females are often difficult to distinguish, shape-shifting, and human speech, all of which encourages the belief that the hyena may have contributed to the original myth of the Crocotta. George Luis Borges, in his book of Imaginary Beings, expounds on the Crocotta and the Crocotta. Crocottas appear in Rick Riordan's The Demigod Diaries, where Luke and Talia encounter a small pack of them in a haunted mansion. The lure Crocotta is featured in Susanna Clark's Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell in the chapter Lure Crocotta, the Wolf of the Evening, where the titular character names another person in the book as one, as a reference to his personality and lifestyle. A talking lure Crocotta appears in Catherine M. Valent's The Orphan's Tales in the Night Garden and provides aid to the protagonist despite its fearsome appearance and reputation.